Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carter Walton could be tempted to scrap Hope for the future and give his gal a shocking fidelity test. How would Hope Logan reply if Carter suddenly repealed on saving her line? Carter was a practical Joe who saw the reality of the declining figures until he fell hard for Hope. Once Carter's crush demurred in, he suddenly started seeing further implicit in Hope's line and kept trying to spin positive protrusions rather. Carter saved Hope for the future through his LLC preemption and has pledged to throw plenitude of backing behind it. Still, that doesn't guarantee the line's success since HFTF has obviously had some struggles. Hope for the future could be a crucial part of the new approach Steffy Forrester mentioned to Daphne Rose. Steffy suggested they should speak to Carter's heart and make him see that he's being used by Hope. Whether that's true or not, Daphne might get inside Carter's head as she continues working towards Steffy's pretensions. It's easy to imagine Daphne pressing Hope for the future's deterioration and suggesting that it could hold back Carter's grand plans. Carter is surely allowing big with his global empire ideas, so Daphne could lean into that and hint that perhaps failing Hope for the future doesn't fit with his vision. Daphne might suggest that if Hope and Carter's love is as strong as they claim it is, also Hope should understand that business is business. Still, will Carter consider countermanding on his pledge to Hope? If the coming round of figures shows another hope for the unborn decline, could Hope's line get scrapped after all? Of course, that's the kind of thing that could leave Hope feeling completely betrayed. Carter surfaced as Hope's rescuer after Steffy ended her line and gave her the charge from the company, but everything could change if he goes back on his word. Still, Carter might question whether she's only with him because he saved the day, if Hope flips out over Hope for the unborn potentially getting abandoned. It's easy to imagine that bringing major conflict and questions about the nature of this relationship. Whatever the case, our prognostications allude that Hope could have some form of a fidelity test ahead of her. Daphne may push Carter down the path to testing Hope and figuring out whether he's getting used. Carter could make some updates to his plans at Forrester Creations, so stay tuned to see if that'll mean bad news for Hope for the future. Steffy Forrester and John Finn Finnegan's family will be at threat while Luna Nozawa hears Will Spencer's true passions. At the Spencer manse, Luna will continue to listen in on Will's discussion with Electra Forrester, who'll ask him about his first print of Luna and whether he picked up on anything unsettling. Will obviously didn't suppose Luna was a monster who'd resort to hijacking and barring people, but he might admit Commodity always felt off about Bill Spencer having an instant son. Since Luna outfitted the DNA test and meddled with Bill's feelings, Will's going to be glad that his father's rid of her, or so he thinks. Of course, Luna is on house arrest at Bill's place and will be hearkening in on the rest of this discussion. Although Luna will say some awful effects about her, she presumably wouldn't let that get her down. As Luna grows decreasingly hung up with Will, she may tell herself that she'll make him her man no matter what. Luna's obsession could obviously put Electra in peril since she's someone who could be an handicap in Luna's eyes. At the sanitarium, Poppy Nozawa will tearfully apologize now that Finn's losing it over all the times he was burgled of with his son. Although Poppy will understand that this is a lot to take in, she may remind Finn of how Luna tortured Steffy Forrester. Poppy might argue that telling Steffy the verity could end in disaster and pressure Finn to hide this maternity stunner. Despite Finn's desire to always be honest with his woman, he may agree with Poppy's vaticination about Steffy flipping out. Finn will work to keep his family complete on Thursday's B&B occasion. Will sweat energy Finn's deception and lead to him staying silent about this biopater twist for a while? Finn still needs time to reuse all this anyway, so he may decide not to give Steffy updates on this stunning news right down. The verity has to come out ultimately, but Finn may delay rocking the boat. Steffy and Finn's family will be in jeopardy once this Luna maternity disclosure comes to light, so stay tuned for all the fermentation that's still to come. Hope Logan forced Steffy Forrester's new game plan while John Finn Finnegan raged at Poppy Nozawa. In Finn's office, he indicted Poppy of knowing all along that Luna Nozawa was his son. Poppy claimed she didn't, but Finn knew she must have suspected it from the launch. Although Poppy tried to act like the DNA result must be a false positive, Finn showed her the alternate maternity test stick and offered further evidence. Poppy ultimately admitted she didn't want to ail Finn's future and played up the awful life he'd now. Finn admitted he indeed had an awful life with Steffy and the kiddies, but he still had a huge problem with Poppy keeping his son from him and flew into a rage over it. While Finn yelled at Poppy, Luna sat down with a sandwich in Bill Spencer's living room. When Luna heard Will Spencer entering with Electra Forrester after a stint of the grounds, she hid an overhear. Will wound up drooling with Electra about how weird it was for Bill to be out of the office so much. At one point, Will also noticed someone had made commodity in the kitchen, which was odd since Bill generally let the retainers handle that. Since Bill was getting reclusive recently, Will had a hunch this went back to what his pater went through with Luna. That led to Will digesting Luna's maternity fake eschewal and the fact that she was in captivity now. At Forrester Creations, Carter Walton invited Hope to weigh in on the 2-cent choices Daphne Rose was offering. Hope scented both sides of Daphne's neck and liked the alternate one stylish, which was the same scent Carter preferred as well. As Hope gushed over how in sync they were, Daphne didn't look happy about it. After Hope offered up some launch ideas, Carter approved and principally praised Hope for appreciating his vision. In the design office, Steffi suggested to Zend Forrester Dominguez about retaining a dear friend for help with her Carter and Hope charge. Once Daphne entered and met Zend, he claimed he formerly knew her character and called her charming. After Zend left, Daphne mentioned that he was handsome and told Steffi that the Forrester men no way fail. Steffi wanted a progress report, so Daphne gave her updates on some delicate news. Although Daphne was confident in her capacities, she mentioned how connected Hope and Carter were since they were two peas in a cover. Steffi suggested a strategy adaptation, so she allowed. They should concentrate on Carter's heart and made a vaticination about making him see that Hope was using him. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Steffi's new game plan will come with further challenges, so don't miss what's in store. Sheila Carter has been on her stylish jest on The Bold and the Beautiful lately. Since the former villain married Deacon Sharp and began working at Il Giardino, she's been walking the straight and narrow. But, when Mama Bear finds out about her new granddaughter, you know what will hit the addict. Then's what's coming up next on B&B, spoilers below. Supposedly he lost his purity to Poppy Nozawa and is the father of his kinsman Luna Nozawa. In Luna's defense, that would explain why she has a couple screws loose. She's the granddaughter of Sheila Carter. Finn Finnegan's baby mama has some explaining to do. According to B&B spoilers, Sheila will be thrilled to learn she has a granddaughter. And Steffi Forrester can't stop her from spending time with her. But the villain will have a dismissal to grind with Finn's Aunt Poppy. Sheila Carter is far from perfect, but she seems to authentically love her birth son Finn and has tried to be a part of his life on multitudinous occasions. Imagine how she'll reply when she learns that Poppy enticed her son and made him a pater at a youthful age. Poppy Nozawa was supposed to be looking out for her whoreson when she lived with his parents, not sleeping with him. As far as Sheila sees it, Poppy took advantage of Finn and also deprived him of the chance to be a father. It'll only be a matter of time before Sheila Carter tracks down Poppy Nozawa and they've a fierce battle about her on. Scuttlebutt has it another murder will rock Los Angeles, and Poppy appears to be on the mincing block. Will crazy Sheila come out of withdrawal and kill the woman that took advantage of Finn? Do you suppose it's wrong that Poppy slept with her espoused whoreson and took his purity?